The end of my day just don't feel right. Whenever you're gone for a while out of my sight, my tummy starts tossing and turning around.
Yo, it's your boy.
Hey, it's your girl Val and my handsome husband Ricky, and
That's me, The Rocks. You did. Shout out to Dear Fathers, man. We appreciate y'all first and foremost. Us is a We Things, a family. I appreciate the platform that was created, man. It's inspired us so much and inspired so many, and we'll continue to do that, man.
So where we at? We had another episode of Beyond I Do.
Yes, sir.
Presented by Dear Fathers.
Yep.
And I mean, we've had some really amazing guests on this show. Season 1 is wrapping up, and we are concluding with
our interview. We interviewed each other. We interviewed everybody else. We gotta tap in with each other, you know.
I'm ready to tap in.
Let's tap in. All right. How we usually, if you just now getting hip, you can tap this, boo.
I can start this. Okay, so we usually start with the game.
I said tap it. You said you want to tap that.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. You go ahead.
I'm gonna kick it off, man. I'll do this, man. Dear Fathers. Let's start off with a game, okay? You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Name me 3 candies with peanut butter in it. Go.
That's not how the game goes, but okay. Reese's Pieces, M&M's, and with peanut butter, take 5.
You said M&M's. You didn't say peanut butter M&M's.
Yeah, but I mean,
your turn.
Okay, here's your moment.
Hey, this game kind of better though.
Here's your moment. Questions we need answered. Why do y'all have a problem? And do y'all understand that nothing is going to stop? Why can't we wear y'all sweatshirts in peace?
Who is y'all?
Why can't we wear y'all hoodies in peace? You could speak, you the voice for all men out there.
Do I be wearing your do I wear your leggings?
Why? That's not the same thing.
It is.
Why can't we wear your hoodies in peace? You know we're gonna wear them anyways, right? Explain it.
You're talking about a specific incident.
No.
I never care when you wear my hoodie.
Every time I have some of yours on, you say something.
Yeah, I should be saying that. I really like it though. Okay, I'm capping. Cap, that's just say cap. I'm capping. I should be saying that just to say it. You know, I like when you wear my hoodies.
Okay, that was your moment. So, man, y'all like when we wear y'all stuff. You heard it here first.
Low key, we do. If it's somebody you rock with that you like, or in your case, I do rock with you. I like you as well. But I'm just saying for the guy with the girl, you know what I'm saying? His girl wearing his like basketball shorts and hoodies. Niggas like that. We just probably say something just to, you know how we just tension and capping. It's capping and we like that.
Okay, cool. So you like me wearing your stuff. Okay.
But some cats probably might not want to, if they might get caught up, like have they, you know, some girl post a hoodie.
This is a marriage show. If you worry about getting caught up,
everybody now married.
You at the wrong show. I mean, I'm saying we ain't talking about that though. Okay.
Well, I like when you wear my hoodies. Okay, let's end that.
Okay.
Did that.
Okay.
What kind of game is this? Come on. Okay, in the game session. But I'll let you lead this interview.
So we ain't playing the game no more?
No. Okay, I'll ask you one more then.
Name 3 that watch the movies.
Training Day, John Q, Man on Fire. Let's get it. Okay, how about this? Name for me 3 Halle Berry movies.
Frankie and Alice, Monster Ball, and Catwoman, and X-Men, and
okay. Ding, 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 ding.
Losing Isaiah.
Okay, you do. You got that one.
Thank you. And X-Men is actually, there's 3 movies, so I could have just said all X-Men's. Okay. So, all right. So what's popping?
Man, I'm just chilling, man. We just reporting live from my crib. That's
Tell me what's new with you.
It's new with me. Like in my personal life.
Yeah, it's a personal interview for me.
I don't know. I'm really big. I'm really just focused on my mental health as well. One thing I'm really big on this whole year has really been key focus of mine is my mental health, which is transpired to my whole family marriage health, right? Me, right? But also, I got a show, I guess it's called Reporting Live from the Crib. Season 1, I had wrapped it up about a month ago. about 3 weeks ago. And now I'm in season 2, and it's just dope. I highlight dope influencers from St. Louis and beyond, and all in the goals to help inspire everybody, inspire the city, inspire the community, inspire the world. So that's kicking off probably whenever they see this. Actually.
Okay. Cool. So where can we catch that at?
It's on Real SEO News Facebook page, and Instagram, and I posted on YouTube. Man, we outside. What about you? Enough about me.
Wait, I didn't get to say anything to that.
Oh.
I'm really proud of what you're doing on a serious note. I think it's good that you are walking in your purpose intentionally. Like, I think when you started it wasn't like on a humbug. Humbug. No, I have to say it. I just said it wrong. Humbug.
About humbug.
Anyways, but I feel like you kind of just threw yourself in the fire, even though it was something that you had been planning and talking about doing. I remember the first day that you did it. I think you hit up Leslie like that day.
Right.
Yeah, to interview her for the walk that she was hosting.
Right.
So I feel like you threw yourself in the fire and you stayed consistent with it. So I just want to, salute you for that. You have become like a media sensation. Not overnight. It's been years in the making. And I feel like from rap videos to family videos to commercials to highlight videos to the interview, it just all really makes sense.
Thank you. You know what? So, yeah. I realized I do not like talking about myself at all, but I like when you talk about me.
Okay. Well,
I'm like, don't stop.
Just sit back, baby. Just sit back. Okay. Right. So yes, I just want to say that I'm proud of you and I'm happy that you stay consistent. Watching your kids is kind of a pain in the ass. Yeah, so we are on quarantine.
That's why we the Hughes of rocks.
Let me tell y'all.
Let me say something.
Wait, let me say something. We on quarantine, so we don't really get out too much, as most people aren't right now. So when we shoot Beyond I Do, typically it's when the kids are asleep or we have a 14-year-old son and the younger kids can go hang out with him. Well, with your show, we have to be off the internet.
It's our show.
No, your show.
It's our.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Not from the crib.
Okay. Yeah, I'm the babysitter. So, and I'm like the what am I? Who's the
assistant?
What? No, like the person when stuff goes wrong.
Nanny.
I'm like the technician.
Oh, okay.
Like the sound tech. I'm like whatever. I'm whatever. But anyways, so watching the kids is.
I appreciate you 1,000. So that's what I appreciate you so much for watching them kids.
You're welcome.
Because I couldn't do it without it. But I want to say one thing that I did do different this year, and I feel like things have expedited quickly, and I've stopped being scared of shit.
Oh yeah.
Like scared of judge, scared of compare, scared of what other people think, scared of success, and scared of failure. You know what I'm saying? That's one key thing that I feel like I'm not mastered it, but that's one thing I feel like I've pushed through the fear, and I can kind of see where that gets you though.
Cool. I just want to say I haven't flat ironed my hair in over 2 years, so get into this hair. I don't typically
right on time for the interview, huh?
I don't typically flat iron my hair. I got a whole story on why, but anyways, we'll get to that later.
Right on time for the interview. We ain't even started the interview yet.
I know. Ask me a question, so it could be an interview.
What you got going on lately? What's on your mind? What?
Okay. Where's our book? It's in the background. So
what's been driving your creativity and what's inspires you right now?
Honestly, keeping my household in order in the sense of my family's whole health has been my driving force for the last few months. So Ricky and I wrote a book called Rock With Me. It's a poetry book. And we planned on writing that prior to COVID. And so we have been working on it it's 2020. So we started working on it in 2019, which was our 5-year anniversary. And I've actually always enjoyed poetry. I used to write it when I was younger, and I kind of just stopped. And so I had started back reading it and writing it. And so here Rock With Me was born. And I thought from this, and I'm not saying that it's not going to happen, but to answer your question, I thought from this, before we ever entered the pandemic, we would be having events and, I'd be able to perform my poetry.
Right.
Like, this book was about connecting with other people. And what's interesting, I think we found different ways to connect. They weren't the ways I was planning on. So we started hosting Beyond I Do. And that's honestly
around the same time.
Yeah. So honestly, as far as what's keeping my creativity going, I've honestly kind of taken a back seat and focused more on being a healthier person, because, and not to say you can't do it at the same time at all, but for me,
I mean, that's creative too. Like,
yeah, for sure. For me, I feel like I had a plan, and that plan is not necessarily on hold, but it looks different than what I thought it was going to look like. And I think I've kind of had to reevaluate. And while, different things are happening, I feel like what's important for me right now is my family, making the best out of every day that we're in this house together. And I think we're all doing that in our own individual ways and as a whole. And it's a tough time. It's a tough time. You got kids. It's a hard time. And I feel like that's important for me to make sure that you and I are bringing a normalcy to our kids and also like a fun time still. So I feel like that's kind of where my...
but I want to...
that's a good thing
because creativity... is so much intertwined. Everything you just said, and I say that, and I think you might have said that. You said
I definitely do say that.
That like everyone is a creator, right?
Everyone is creative, and everybody is on this earth to create, in my opinion.
So the word creative is in our pop culture is like you gotta create, like rap, music, art. It doesn't necessarily have to be that. Like whatever you do, I feel like you can, like you just told me how you created a healthy environment for your family. And that is 10 times more important than being real than any show I could ever do, because our emotional and social health. Yeah, we can't.
You don't have to compare them, but I do feel what you're saying. You're right. I do say that.
Yeah, man. That's
so just to highlight that, go back. The way that you even like plan your day, even like whatever you do in your daily life, you are creating a plan for yourself, and you are creating the life that you have in some shape or form. Like whatever that your morning routine is, you're creating that. Like, but anyways, so yeah, that's where my head has been. That's where I'm at. I feel like I don't want to be like, oh, 2021, that's my year. Like, this was actually a year that felt right, honestly.
Somebody said this was the best, worst year ever.
Oh my God. Okay. So that's what I was thinking, and that's what I mean by feeling right. Like it felt right, but it felt so wrong. Like,
who said that? Word, my boy. I gotta get somebody credit.
Yeah.
My boy Word said it's the best, worst year ever. I'm like, dang, I couldn't have said it better myself.
So I feel like this year has been like very trying, and I don't want to make light, because for some people it's literally been life or death. Like, so I don't ever want to not be compassionate toward that. I think for me, it's been challenging as hell some days, and other days have been like, it's been helping me like realign and refocus on what's important. So like we've done more stuff around our house than we've done in the first 5 years that we've lived here. Like we've always been like creative with our kids, but I feel like we've had to get even more creative. So
yeah, we in the house all day, man.
Yeah. So okay. So what else we got?
We married for 6 years.
We married for 6 years. When did we start dating?
When? Like what year? What do you mean?
What year?
What's this? 2020?
You're not gonna figure it out like that if you don't know the year.
2007.
Nope, 2008.
Okay, that's cool.
2008 we started dating, and we've known, actually only people that know us probably know this. We've known each other since grade school, like elementary grade school.
So I'm 2 grades older. So when
let's clarify.
2 grades older.
He's 2 grades, but he's 3 years older than me.
Not 3 years, 2.5 years.
2.5 in like a day.
Okay, we talking about school. You said grade school. Okay. Right?
So Ricky's like super athletic. And so when my brother's actually his age, and they were in the same class. So our school would play his school for basketball. So I'm in the 4th grade, he in the 6th grade playing basketball, maybe even like 3rd grade. I don't know, something like that. 3rd or 4th grade is when I met him. And then in high school, we would like flirt with each other because my best friend went to his school.
She came to the games.
I would come to the games. Yeah, my bad. Yeah. And we had a little cute little flirty relationship. And I got his number.
Yeah.
I called him. Yeah. And he was like, we talked for like a minute. He said, hey, I'm gonna call you back.
Man, I was outside, man.
He didn't call me back.
I was outside.
He did not call me back. So
I remember talking to you, but I thought it was more than one time though.
It was just one time. We never talked on the phone. So anyway, so he never called me back. And then
which is a good thing, because
I mean,
for sure.
Well, then I got pregnant like a couple years after not calling me back.
Good thing for me now.
And Ricky hit me up in on MySpace trying to hop down.
MySpace. You telling my age right there.
Then I saw him at a college party, and me and my best friend Erica went. And my plan was, we probably came up with it together. We're going to ask Ricky to hold our car keys. We had drove from St. Louis to Columbia up to Mizzou. We're going to ask Ricky to hold our car keys and my phone. So this is a totally different time. This is when phones didn't do all what they do today. So I'm like, can you hold my phone and keys and we'll come back and get it at the end of the party? So now I had to see him at the end of the party. He got my phone and he was like, you should put your phone. You should put my number in it. What? And then the rest is history. So I mean, it's a lot of history.
You trapped me with your phone?
I pulled you with my phone. That's the story.
Yeah, that's the story. The rest is history.
We got a picture together too. So
sure do.
Yeah, so the rest is history. We've been married for 6.5 years. We have a 14-year-old, 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old, boy, girl.
Yeah.
So how has marriage just changed your life and made you just an outstanding man?
Keep talking about it. This is good. This might be for the camera, okay?
But this is good. I mean, because you're married to the right one. So tell me,
what was the question?
How has marriage changed you?
Oh man, it has changed me. It made me a better man. Mm. I mean, even people have, family. I mean, everyone just sees the change in me, and a common denominator is you. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And it's just made me, I wouldn't say marriage, like the ceremony, like marriage. No, it's not like the marriage as more, is it just the responsibility, companionship, just like lifestyle change that I did, like over a course of time. Not like married, boom, you changed. No. Because you said, we said it that, I mean, we said it often that we married 6 years, but that 5 year is when I feel like it really clicked.
Our 5-year wedding anniversary.
The first 2-3 years were pretty tumultuous. I think I said that right. My mom died within the first couple months we got married. Then we had a baby.
No, then your aunt passed.
Then my aunt passed.
Then we
had a baby. Then my aunt passed. It was just a really rough first few years that I feel like I floated through in a sense mentally, because I just was not prepared for none of that. You know what I'm saying? And
can I stop you real quick? I want to ask you about that, because I feel like that was like an interesting time in our marriage where I feel like it was my first time learning that even though we're partners, we cannot always be each other's source.
Yeah.
So I think what I saw was you were grieving the physical loss of your mom. And then I get pregnant, and it sounded like a really good idea. I mean, it was. Harlow was amazing. But I think we did it because we wanted to feel happy. Like we wanted like something.
It was a void, a huge void.
But then what happened to me was like my hormones. I got fucked up hormones, okay? Like I feel like a lot of women can probably relate. If it's not a period, it's the week after the period, like it's the week before the period. Is while I'm pregnant, after I'm pregnant, it's my whole life. And so I struggled with postpartum depression unknowingly. And then looking back, I realized I had it with Hayden, with my 14-year-old. So I didn't realize what I was going through. And to know that I was going through something like that at the time that you're going through like the biggest loss of your life. And knowing that, I think if that happened now, I think we would know how to navigate something like that a little better.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that like shook us.
But you can't, I mean, like that prepare you for this. Like nothing can prepare you for like
shit like that.
Your mom.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Or like a parent. You know what I'm saying? Nothing can prepare you for that.
How was that having to be married and navigate that? Like having to be married and having to be a parent while you're dealing with a loss. So profound.
Man, I just really thank God that I don't look like what I've been through. I was just an extremely stressful time, like so stressful. I feel like I even like have a mental block of like that chunk of time.
Did it ever like were there moments where like being a husband and a father kept you going?
Yeah, for sure. But then
other moments where it was like, fuck, man, I just want to be alone. Like, was it like kind of?
That's a good question.
Depending on the day, moment, time, minute.
It's a good question. Let me just say that again. Definitely both. I feel like it definitely showed me that us getting married at that time was meant to be. Yeah. I don't really know how I would have, and then having Harlow as well right after that. But I don't know how. I mean, I'm sure I would have. I mean, found a way, but I know it would have been a lot more difficult to navigate life by myself in that time. Already, like now that I rewind, having like depression, severe depression, anxiety, and then my mom dying, and not having somebody I could talk to. And you know what I'm saying? And I feel guilty about it sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But that's what time where I was just like done, like you know, like mentally checked out, like didn't want to do it no more. But I mean, I had more to live for. And now you know,
I remember one of our biggest fights, since we being so transparent. I was almost 9 months pregnant. No, literally I was 9 months pregnant. Like probably due in like 2 weeks. I was so big. And this is with Harlow. So this is Ricky's good friend was going on tour. I won't name drop, but Ricky's good friend was going on tour with a big artist.
Reason.
No, I wasn't talking about not saying Reason name. Ricky's good friend Reason was going on tour, and Ricky had the chance to go.
Who's the name?
It was Lupe Fiasco, wasn't it?
No, Nick. B.O.B.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Lupe. Oh, Lupe tour.
I mean, okay, never mind. The word's flat. Okay, so anyways.
I do rock with Lupe though. I'm just playing though. I do rock with Lupe.
Anyway, we're like talking about it. Ricky is planning on leaving me maybe like a week after I have the baby. And we're trying to like talk through it. And I'm sure I'm like not talking the nicest, but you said to me, and I will never forget you said to me, I went to fight. I left my own house because I was pissed. You was like, I just feel like you just don't want me to win. And I was like, damn. I know this motherfucker did not say that to me.
Stress.
Like me.
I was losing.
Me out of all people, like I was pissed. I'm like, I'm just finna fucking go. So I just got in the car.
I said that one time in 12 years.
It was another time recently where we had a conversation and it was like that same tone. You don't remember we talked about that? And I was like, hey, this reminds me of a few years ago when you told me you didn't want me to win. I'm like, I can't believe you would ever say
that. I said that word, you don't want me to win?
You said, I feel like you don't. So you did put the I feel in front of it. So I'll give you credit for that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you just don't want me to win. And I'm like.
Feelings ain't facts.
Shut up, fool. So anyways, but I think that we were just in like two totally different places.
Where were you going with that? That I was.
Oh, well, I just think it was just showing
up at the time.
Yeah, I think it was an interesting time. Like I'm worried about having a new baby, and he's worried about doing something that's gonna help fill a void, honestly. And it was a good opportunity too. Don't get me wrong. So
I went to Burlington, but my shit was really fun.
Anyways, but yeah, so I feel like our first couple years of marriage, they were just rough. Like, and not that it wasn't terrible. Like, we had fun, we had good times. We just, I think we both kind of were floating, and
we were kind of alone too.
And then we got pregnant unexpectedly with Violet, and that was like,
unexpected to you.
I think like we kind of like right before we got pregnant with Violet, we kind of felt like, okay, we finding a new normal again. And then I'm no bullshit. It's like 3 weeks later, I missed my period, and I'm like, no. And yeah, we were pregnant.
And I thought it was a boy the whole time.
We didn't find out her sex until she was
born.
I
saw a penis on the sonogram like 3 months, but I didn't say nothing.
You, my mom, both thought you saw.
Yeah, so whenever I'm like, it's a boy the whole time, but I never told what I saw. When it came out,
and when it came,
I was like,
after I just got done pushing on the baby, Ricky I'm like, oh, what is it? What is it? Literally, I just pushed out a baby, and he says, straight face, what you think? I'm like, motherfucker, you better tell me. I was like, I was like, what do you mean? What do I think?
I'm like,
and so
where is Winky Woo?
Okay, so next question. When's baby number 4?
Baby never no more. I know time soon. You be talking about it and you don't. Does not go there right now.
If I have a 4th child, I want to have 2 years off of work.
For the child?
For me and the child.
I need like 2-3 more years to get to run that bag.
So maybe I don't know about 2. Haley gonna be
2
graduating.
years. I'm running back in 2 years.
I'm not gonna be pregnant at my son's graduation because
I told you 500 days last night, didn't I?
Be pregnant at mine. I was pregnant at my high school graduation. I won't be pregnant at my son.
All right, so look, baby mama number 4, no more, not yet. We married 6 years. Mm-hmm. What is we've learned a lot, been through a lot, garnered new wisdom, new knowledge. But what is something that you wish you had known before we got married?
Ooh.
Or that someone had told you before we got married?
Yeah, I wish I would have. Oh, I wish I would have known 2020 was going to be a pandemic. One, let's start there. I wish
6 years later.
I just give me some heads up. I could have more money.
It'll be a pandemic.
I could have more money in my savings account. We could travel more. I wish somebody would have told me how much we were going to change, and how those changes can happen simultaneously, and those changes might not be compatible. That was a big thing that I did not realize, but especially because we had dated for so long. And maybe like while we were dating, like, not that we weren't like there for each other, like in tougher times, but I don't feel like we weren't operating a deep, like when we were dating, like it wasn't like deep stuff, like deep rooted things and traumas and stuff like that, like it is in our marriage. Like we talk about those things. So I think like so much more has been revealed to us.
I was so lost. I don't even think
it's just being lost. I just feel like there's no need.
It was no stress. I mean, we weren't. I mean, I was living across town.
I mean, I just feel like there's sometimes no reason to dive that deep. Like,
and that was probably good that we did it that early because.
Oh God, I think about like if I don't honestly, I'm be honest. I know I like when people, and I'm not judging nobody. Y'all do what y'all want. I can imagine. I mean, it's probably really healthy though, honestly. But I think it would be even harder to find like a significant other the more I started understanding my trauma. Like I would be so scared to like be vulnerable with someone. Like, I mean, I'm learning it now, but I feel like I'm happy with our relationship and the fact that we've been able to grow together.
That's a good point.
Because I that would have been hard for me. But again, I mean, but now actually that I understand more about mental health, I actually could see that being beneficial waiting. So I think I changed that answer. Anyway, for you, what's something you wish somebody would have told you about marriage?
I want to say something real quick.
Yeah.
I feel like if I was aware of my traumas, I would have spent a lot more time trying to work on myself.
Yeah.
But
I think
so much trauma, I probably been like, man, I don't know if I can even like, it's gonna be a long time if I could get married because I got so much stuff that I have to work on myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But didn't work out like that. Wait, what's your question? What somebody told me?
Mm-hmm.
What somebody had told me that I want to make sure I give it thorough.
Take your time, Pastor.
What is something I wish somebody had told me before I got married? I want to give a solid answer. I wish somebody had told me that I wish somebody had told me something. I wish somebody had told me anything. I just feel like I was just blindsided, honestly. I mean, just no, I don't know what I wish somebody, okay, what someone would have told me that you got to continue to work on yourself. You got to continue to get to know and date and just continue to get to know yourself and your partner. Because I think you kind of said it. I didn't want to say what, that's why it took me so long time, because I didn't want to say what you said. That to change, right? Because nobody told me that like I was gonna change and you were gonna change and we were gonna change.
Right.
That's three simultaneous changes that I wasn't prepared for. I wasn't prepared to change. And you know, it can be kind of scary too, like knowing that you're gonna marry somebody and you're gonna change and they're gonna change. That's kind of scary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like that's like the beauty in life too, because we would get tired of each other. We were just the same day in, day out. Like especially if individually you're changing and you're turning into a different person, you're improving on yourself, and we're not collectively doing that. You know, like it wouldn't work. Like, or if you were doing it but I wasn't doing it, like that relationship just would not work. But yeah, so I think that
it's late. I just yawned. I said it's late. I'm sorry.
It's rude.
I said I'm sorry. I didn't have to say nothing.
Okay. But yeah, I think that is something that a lot of people don't realize. And I feel like we heard that over and over again in the Beyond I Do interviews, that a lot of people's gem was keep dating your spouse, like keep getting to know your spouse.
Right. And I had never heard it put like that before.
Oh, be a student of your spouse. That's the one that you like really were drawn to.
Be a student. Who said that? DJ?
No, Cadero said that, and so did Steve.
Be a student of your spouse. That's important. Like, and I feel I still need to continue to.
I think we've been. So I want to. So we kind of briefly had talked about how. I'm glad we actually our conversation went the way it went, because we were talking about like kind of the struggles in our first couple of years of marriage, and like we were briefly talking about how people say like, oh, couple goals, like when they talk about us and even like just other people in general, and like you don't always get to see the tough side of marriage, like you know, people's social media is their highlight reel, but I do think we're touching on those things, and it's so good because the shit is not always easy, it's not always butterflies, and I think that us being transparent, like if y'all want, buy a copy of our book, shameless plug, but
yeah, I'll definitely
Rock With Me really like talks about like I say like a lot.
I'm finna say I want to find more creative ways to show.
Yeah.
But that book is that. Book like we got real transparent and talked about stuff in there that I want to find a way to
highlight in other ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that what we found is like our individual selves and our individual struggles, and how that worked within our partnership. So yeah, I think it's been a really amazing 6 years, even with the tough shit.
Yes, sir.
Where do you
What's
see
next?
Don't take my question.
I didn't know that was a question.
You knew that was my
didn't.
question.
No, I didn't.
What's next? What's next for us?
What next for us?
Yeah.
I think just continuing to attack life holistically, mind, body, and soul. I think you asked me earlier, like what's something that I'm really and I don't remember the question, but mental health is so very important to me. And
can I interrupt you?
Sure.
Thank you. So sweet.
You asked. Wow.
Thank you. I just really want to say this because I genuinely feel like our like topic of conversations are really like, okay, I hate to use the word profound but I feel
use it.
I do feel like we talk about some really cool shit. Like
we on what? Like in
just
life?
In general. Like, I mean, and we've been like that. Like, and maybe not always, maybe more like in the last couple of years, mostly.
Since that 5 years, bro, I'm telling you.
Yeah, 5 years was really good to us. But I think that a lot of times when you talk about like communication, I feel like stuff like that gets overlooked because when you hear about communication, when people are like, oh, you need to get better at communicating, I think they mean like within an argument. But I think what gets overlooked is
just like the big stuff.
Yeah, like what is your
just like sitting talking about
like what is your day-to-day conversation like? And I think so. I'm sorry, I know I cut you off, but I was saying like I feel like if we keep like that day-to-day conversation going, that we already naturally talk about. I mean, it's just like really cool. I'm for real. Like it's really cool stuff that we talk about. Like, I mean, it's such a wide range. And I think that it's bettering ourselves. Like, and that's cool to know. Like, don't get me wrong, I will talk shit. I talk shit sometimes. But I feel like that's tight. Like the main person I talk to, the person I spend the most time with, I ain't sitting up here talking about y'all. Like I'm like for real talking to my husband about some deep change my life type shit, change the world type shit. And like we could be talking about anything, we could be talking about anybody, and we're talking about our health and like the health of the world. And I think that that's really and the health of our people, Black people. Like I just think that I just want to give us kudos for that because we could be doing anything and we not. Like we're being intentional even with the stuff that comes naturally to us.
For sure.
So yeah, so that's where I see us going. I feel like we have to like stay committed to being transparent and honest with each other and not afraid to show it to other people. I think that there's like a level like protecting like your relationship, and you know, some people don't even agree with publicly showing your relationship, which is perfectly fine and normal. But I think if you are going to show it, I feel like there needs to be like a level of like transparency because I just don't want to lie to people. Like, I just want to be honest. I don't want to lie to myself.
No, I feel.
I don't know where I was going with that, but I just think if we stay on that path,
I mean, you had asked me.
I know, I'm sorry.
And then that's where you were going. That was
so rude.
You. So yeah, I'm just trying to just be present, man. I don't try to get too far ahead of myself.
That's true too.
Just be present. And it's so cliche, but when they say like live today like it's your last, like that's so cliche, but that's like the realest shit ever. And if you really just like break your days down like that and just try to get the best out of your day and in your day empty, you know what I'm saying? Right. And that's where I'm at.
I'm there with you. I'm right there with you. So before we close out,
this is pretty cool.
Yeah, this is great.
I don't know what's an interview or not, but
I asked you questions. You asked me questions.
Okay.
Interview. Okay, couple things. As you can see, we have our Christmas tree behind us. We want to wish y'all Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays,
Happy Kwanzaa,
Happy everything, Merry everything. Just try your best to wrap up 2020 as best as possible. We know it's been a difficult year. Thank y'all for rocking with us. Thank you for tuning in to Beyond I Do, rocking with dear fathers. Send them all your love, all your well wishes, because they're doing powerful, meaningful stuff for the Black community, for our Black men. Speaking of Black men, I want to shout out our pastor who married us, Pastor Jimmy White, who passed this year in the physical sense, but he's always been a mentor and such a loving person to us. And just in the spirit of talking about marriage and love, and just Ricky and I coming together as one, like he was such a impactful person. And I know he was one of the key people that got Ricky to even consider getting to an altar.
I was capping because when you asked me what somebody told me for marriage, it was Pastor White.
Yeah.
He was the only person that told me anything.
Yeah.
Which was, I hold it near and dear to my heart today. Decisions I make, though I still fall short all the time and fail, I try to mirror a lot of my decisions after Pastor White, because I've never met a man personally with his character and integrity and just his love for people. And losing Pastor White was, I feel like everyone kind of lost a brother and friend. And I just try to make Pastor White proud in my actions going forward. So this is dedicated to you, Pastor White, and your family.
I was gonna say love to his family too, his children. But yeah, so what else we got for him? We coming back with season 2.
Season 2 coming up when?
Don't be doing that.
Holla at Jesse. Holla at Jesse and Lamar.
We coming back in 2021, but we do have a special reunion coming up in a couple weeks. So
you're gonna be live on the gram.
Be the third. Dear Father's IG. What you got? Let's end it with a gem. You drop your gem. It can only be.
Now they're dropping gems all day.
I know, but it can only be 3 words.
Oh.
About marriage, pertaining to marriage.
I'm gonna say big SEO energy. 3 words.
I thought we big SEO energy.
That's my 3 words. Big STL energy. Big STL energy.
My 3 words are create and grow.
I'm like, that's not the word.
It's
create and grow. Okay.
Yeah, just keep creating, y'all. Keep loving. That's
what it is.
We love y'all.
I ain't peep your flower.
Oh yeah, Rose in St. Louis.
Hey, check it out. I am Ricky Rock, and this is my beautiful wife Valerie, and we are the Rocks. And this is Beyond
I Do, presented by Dear Fathers, and we'll catch y'all in 2021. Be safe, keep your family safe, stay healthy, stay beautiful, and stay Black.
Ski.
Bye.
End.
What if it wasn't recording?
Then we going to go live.
We're gonna go live
tomorrow.
I was gonna say it too. You gotta go live.
All right, we done.
You gotta stop the recording.
You editing this.
Please feel free to get comfortable. Go ahead, sit back. You have any requests? Cause if you don't, then I do. Can you point your toes and arch your back?